Hmong tat. How I started doing tattoo was it got me away from trouble. Always been autistic as a kid. I started drawing, watching Japanese animation. Go. I almost went to. One day I went over my brother-in-law's house. He was tattooing his friend, and that caught my attention because it was something I never seen people doing before, and I was looking at him doing a few of his friend, and got me interested. And he told me to get into it too because he knew I was autistic too. So I started doing tattoos. My style will be I would consider myself a black and gray tattoo artist, a solid online tattoo artist where I don't do realistic tattoos. I don't do portrait. I don't do too much realistic tattoo. I mostly do online where I do like Japanese art, Asian art, some old school art, writings, and that type of tattoo. Tattoo people, I like the whole process of it, and not just the tattoo itself. Where I tattoo the people, I get to know them, they get to know me. That's what makes a fun to me. That's what makes the tattoo fun to do. You interact with your client, you get to know them, they get to know you, and you put your 100% effort into this tattoo, and it means a lot to them. So to me, every tattoo is fun. As long you're having a good time, they're having a good time, you get to know each other. Sit down on my chair and you complain all the time, then I'm not gonna enjoy this tattoo. Even though it's a beautiful piece, I'm not gonna enjoy this tattoo. We have to have a connection where we can talk, we can laugh, and I'm trying to like disturb you from your pain and just get to know each other. And yeah, that's what I consider a good tattoo, a good enjoyable tattoo. Yeah.
So as long
The first Hmong tattoo, actually, it wasn't a design, it was a writing. It was a Hmong writing. So I do remember that design. That time, during my first 5 years, I didn't get too many Hmong request tattoo until people start to get more tattoos, and then like society itself started to like, so the tattoo industry started booming a lot. So you started seeing more tattoo artists doing Hmong tattoo art, and people started requesting me about Hmong tattoos. And at that times, like we don't have too many things into this new industry about art, and was like people ask me different things, how what they do, how they will incorporate with Hmong stuff with other things like all the cultures like Polynesian tattoo, like how to make it kind of Hmong looking tattoo. So you will come up with ideas, so you will look into like different background of other culture tattoos and try to blend our culture with their tattoo. And that's something that I realized that, we don't have too many Hmong tattoo artists, and we don't have too many. I don't have too many ideas, so you had to look at something and figure out how to make a Hmong tattoo. I like to give some type of ideas into it, so it stand out on its own. So I started doing my own Hmong tribal tattoos. That's one of my signature ink. I consider it my signature ink. Where most people will want to get a Hmong tattoo because they start seeing other people getting, so they want it too. And it's the way I kind of look at it. It's you get a brand new car, everybody's getting a brand new car. You want a brand new car too. It's the same with tattoo. Tattoo is like I said, it's how society is. It's like one person gets something, everybody wants one too. Like back in my young days, we didn't have no tattoos. Most people didn't have no tattoos, and most elders in our culture were against tattoos because it's something that we don't have in our culture. And when they see something like that, like a youngster getting tattoos, to them, it might offend them. Where it's not part of a culture. It's more like American culture where it's. But nowadays, like more people are getting tattooed, and it's more acceptable now from the elders. Which I think and I still see some people, younger generation, they come, they get their first tattoo from me, and they get nervous because they don't know what's gonna happen back home, and once they get home. So it's a big trend for them, like you said. it represents them. It's a pride, and it's also the root where they come from. You know, they don't. Some of them they don't. Most of our younger generation now they don't speak Hmong no more. You know, it's hard for they still know Hmong, but it's harder for them to understand Hmong or even sometimes to speak it. So I think that's something that put on their skin to remind them who they are, where they come from, and just like now.